of Tranchess, a structured asset tracking protocol that offers. Hi everyone, this is Danny Chong, co-founder of Tranchess, a structured asset tracking protocol that offers varied risk return to users of different risk appetites and needs. Very happy to be part of the BNB hackathon and to be able to speak with everyone today on the topic of building the model dApp for institutional and mainstream adoption. First, before we go into the details of what comprises of the model dApp, let's take a closer look at the current landscape and narrative regarding institutional adoption of crypto. First, who are the institutions? They can be classified broadly into two types: the crypto-native mining asset management firms, and two, the TradFi institutions spanning across hedge funds, asset managers, family offices, EAMs, and private banks. There are definitely also interests from corporates, but it will definitely be a tougher hurdle to overcome for corporates as of now, as compared to TradFi institutions in engaging the world of DeFi. So what do they need? A lot of crypto firms have grown tremendously in terms of asset sizes and are looking for avenues to continue growing their portfolios in a sustained fashion. Whilst in the institutional space, a small percentage is really well acquainted with investment in BTC and other big caps trading, but only a small handful are invested in DeFi. Yet these numbers are certainly growing, and overall the need to hunt for yield will accelerate the focus onto DeFi in the months to come. So what's the current narrative and trend that we need to know? There are certain backdrops impacting crypto and overall macro pictures such as the Russian-Ukraine war, US rate hikes imminent incoming. It's clear that with the uncertainty and volatility still buoyant, we can safely assume there will be stronger interest in stable coins related yield farming. There will definitely be interest in big market cap coins, but for a lot of the new entrants of DeFi from TradFi and from personal dialogues with the TradFi players, which I've spoken to, they are definitely keen first to get onto the likes of USDC, BUSD, before moving on to other major crypto tokens. Now, with these in mind, we move on to the fundamentals in building a dApp. Now, for simplicity, we will not be going into details for vision and also conceptualization of a brand new protocol. I guess we can leave that to each individual protocol to think about where and how they're going to be doing this. We'll be more looking at the major key focuses of a model dApp, and they are namely products, team, security, revenue models and pipelines, and last but not least, stakeholders. So first to look at products. Okay, the products needs to be easy to understand. I think first of all, DeFi is already a step beyond for most people, even doing crypto on CeFi. If you consider people from traditional institution, it's a very big step for them. So if the products are easy to understand, or they have similarities or some influence from traditional financial products, but not a copycat model, because that defeats the purpose of innovation and for being on DeFi. But if it's easy to understand, you already have a quick win in getting them interested. Clarity in documentation. It needs to be clear and precise, period. I think a lot of the people, especially from institution, they want to be ensuring that whatever they are going into is clearly documented. Everything is prim and proper. Whatever information they want to get is listed down. Last, deliver and don't overpromise. This is really the worst way to start, and you will not sit well with the community across the DeFi natives or institutional investors. You will definitely not want to come across as not credible. And by delivering not to your schedule or even postponing delivery several times does not really do yourself justice. So avoid that. I forgot to add also, you probably want to be API ready as well. I've mentioned this in a few times on previous panels, that there will be an emergence of intermediaries that are regulated and are allowing institutions to invest into dApps through them. Institutions will be depending on the intermediaries to maintain custody of the crypto assets, as well as directing them into different dApps, both for staking as well as for compounding purposes. With probably the many DeFi protocols that end users may want to plug into, you can imagine that the process will definitely need to be automated and aggregated somewhat. Hence, you definitely want to be API ready for this mass adoption to happen. Now, the next thing we want to go into is a team. A team is very important, be it to having the right dynamics or having different calibered people to be able to move towards the future or ambition of the protocol. It definitely needs to be non-anonymous, preferably with added strength by having a recognizable figures from TradFi or well-known institutions. The true fact is, if institutions want to look at certain protocols to invest, or if they think that a certain protocol is deemed credible, it definitely stems from, first of all, who's on the team. So that's pretty important. Next, you obviously need to have a good mix of tax background, financial background, and also from other industries. Appearing to be well-rounded and also across spectrum also gives a feeling that there's not too focused on certain industry or too heavily delving or to a certain angle of thoughts. The value of such a team irrevocably gives confidence and also guarantees to a certain extent the success of the protocol in itself. So who you want to name in the protocol to be associated with the protocol is very important. I would say that in time to come, the more members being non-anonymous may be seen as being more credible. Next point will be on security. Now, this is of utmost importance. Never compromise on this aspect, be it to fulfill a delivery, be it to fulfill a timeline that you have on your pipelines. Yeah, don't ever do that, please. Under security, I guess to say that how do you build up security, part of it will definitely be your audit. So before you launching the protocol, be sure obviously to have the CTO check through the codes and allowing time, for bug tests and so on before you go on to audit. In fact, go for not one audit, go for 2 audits until you are sure of the fact that this is the codes are basically well scripted and also like managed in terms of confidence up to a very high level. Obviously, also have bug bounty in place. That also gives added confidence. What else? You also need to build up your defense mechanism to different forms of malicious attacks, flash loan attack, oracle attack. So for example, in the light of Tranchess, right? In order to prevent such attacks, we actually use TWAP, oracle, time-weighted average price. Initially, we were building our own, and subsequently now we're using from Chainlink. Using actually pricing source from robust and secure source like Chainlink, be it for discrete or TWAP or price oracles, ensures actually the hackability of the protocol price and also in entirety the protocol itself. That's very important. You will want to probably have also insurance. I guess from a TradFi perspective, with all this in place of what I said before, if you have insurance on top that they can get for covering asset losses or smart contract attacks, it's an added plus, and that will definitely attract a lot more interest. Last but not least, script. You can I mean, a lot of the protocols, they will do studies, copy, adapt from different protocols since it's open source. But please do your own bug tests, do your own stress tests. Assumption of someone's code in use means that it's secure is a strict no-no. Yeah, always please ensure a very stringent bug test time and time again. Next, we move on to revenue models and pipelines. A lot of them protocols is pure emission mode, and I've got questions from institution always asking how is this sustainable? if you have pure emission model and you don't have a way to earn revenue, or the revenue model is not robust enough, how's the protocol going to be how you say lasting in the long term? So I guess whereas everyone understands that emission model of a native token, governance token, is the way to start a protocol, in time to come, you probably want to show that you have increased the earnings for the protocol, and definitely for new protocol, you want to have credible pipelines and developments along the way to sound out or to impress the fact that these are all very well planned, and you are gradually moving away from just an emission model versus you are moving away from emission model and into revenue model. Because if in the long run you still purely run on an efficient model, inflation will set in, and that doesn't normally bode very well for the native token price. So keep that in mind. This is pretty important. Last but not least, I guess this is quite a known fact. You should definitely try to get well-known VCs, well-known investment from the start, well-known seed. Preferably those with good financial background, standing, and is even well registered also with institution, TradFi, and so on. I mean, needless to say, these stakeholders not only bring with them the good name, but they also bring with them a very comprehensive network, and also allowing to connect you to different expertise and people when the need arises. That's actually pretty key for a protocol starting up and wants to be credible. There are other stuff that we can go and speak about, including DAO community building, public relation, permission, DeFi, KYC, and so on. But I think those we can leave it to another time and space for you to discover. I think let's focus on the first 5 items that I've mentioned just now. Those are of more utmost and immediate attention needed. So before we end off, I just want to say, don't compromise on delivery quality and security, and always look to innovate. Yeah. Why do I say that? I mean, the DeFi and crypto world overall is still evolving, and the only way to keep relevant is to continue innovating and adjust or create new products to suit new market trends and developments. If you don't keep innovating, you are also not moving on in time with the world of DeFi. With that, I've come to the end of this session. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and thanks for joining in today. There are more exciting panels and programs are coming on BNB Hackathon, so stay tuned. This is Danny Chong from Tranchess, over and out.